Welcome back, Helldivers, to your daily news update. Now, things seem to be getting worse and worse in the community today. It's been a very interesting day, and it's been ever since the new patch launched on Monday. Now, we're going to be reading through everything today, so I hope you guys do enjoy. And something that's always really good, well, for me personally, is to see the community response to this in the comments. So thank you to everyone that's been posting their feelings and their thoughts, because it's very, like, it's kind of like a useful thing, right? Because we can sort of see the feeling of what the community's feeling at the moment themselves. So make sure to do that. If you do enjoy and get all the news you need to know, make sure to smash a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does support me. And let's get in with the news. So, yes, as many of you will know, the new patch has caused problems. One of the things is the game stability's gone a little bit off, and they said they're working on fixes right now to solve all of that. Some people are still not happy with the way the game has had nerfs, and they believe the game's become more of a chore recently, rather than just sitting back and enjoying. It's just the Discord has been an interesting place, let's just say that. Now, I thought this was a very massive statement from someone, and we have a response from Twinbid, I think it was. So, this person goes on to say, "Thanks for the reply, but to me it all sounds like it's starting to become the same as the usual big companies' PR statements. I think people really liked and respected the sort of onto the fly, no PR BS statements made around launch time. Even if they could be rough and around the edges, you might stand to lose more than you win by forgoing the simplicity and transparency." Now, if you don't know what this person's talking about, there was a post from the team today, and it was like a statement on like something that's been going on with the projectiles and the ricocheting within the game. And I thought this was a very interesting point. And what this guy was saying is that he's worried that Helldivers and Arrowhead are going to turn into one of those big companies, AAA games, AAA companies that just start to just go into, like, lose sight of the community and become like a company that ends up just giving you a statement saying, "We're looking into this, see you later" type thing. And I feel like at this moment in time, that's quite harsh. I don't obviously hate on me for saying that, because I feel like it's so early into the Helldivers 2 journey, and I feel like you can only judge something when they've had a longer time on the top. I mean, if I could tell you some of the comments I've seen today, it's been crazy on my videos saying, this is the end, could this be the end of one of the biggest success stories or something? And it's just been one of the weirdest days for me in the Helldivers community, because they've been doing so well, and since this new patch it has really upset a lot of people. Now, the response to this was from Twinbid saying, "Yeah, that could be the case if that happens. This, however, is more the case of us still being a bit behind launch since launch, and not having yet managed it to get all things and processes up and running yet." So I personally think they're allowed this kind of force-filled moment, I'm going to call it, where people have to understand that the game launched in February, and you need to give Arrowhead a chance to sort of prepare themselves for the big time, right? Now, don't get me, this isn't me just like trying to stay on the good side of Arrowhead. If any of you have watched my ARC videos before, I'm very critical on what I believe, and I won't ever just be like just loving up the company so much so they like me. I will always say my honest opinion, but I do think it's very fair to give Arrowhead a bit of a chance to get on top of things. Let's say 6 months to 12 months down the line, things are still the same. That's a completely different scenario, and then we could start to believe, like, okay, are they going to fall into this wanting to be a fake, like, big company that just give you the terrible statements and everything? But I will read through the statement now, just for so many of you guys that may not have seen it. So Spitz goes on to say, "Hey everyone, the teams have been hard at work testing a number of community issues today, mainly focused on the changes to ricochets and shrapnel. In response to a previous post on the Reddit, we looked into the possibility of rockets and other explosives being affected by ricochets, and this has since been debunked by the community, but nonetheless, our Ministry of Defense team also ran a number of tests today and confirmed that rockets and explosives are not ricocheting. However, we noticed another issue through these posts and community feedback that has identified the possibility for shots from the R-36 Eruptor to explode and rebound shrapnel at the shooter, which has a high enough damage to value to instantly kill the player. To prevent this, we're looking to completely remove the shrapnel effect from the Eruptor, but it will be increasing its hit damage as a result. This should make it less lethal to the operator, but just as powerful against enemies. It should maintain its destructive power and is still classed as explosive. It will not lose the ability to break objects, close holes, destroy fabricators, etc, etc, and this will overall be a buff to the weapon, as shrapnel played an almost terrible part in the damage and power it dealt. And then, obviously, they carry on to say, currently, with the systems in place, only small arms should be able to ricochet on your armor. If you see an explosive VFX at the point of impact, the projectile is not causing a ricochet, as explosion effects are not triggered when a ricochet occurs. Shrapnel, however, can still explode outwards from the point of impact and kill the player. We apologise for this misunderstanding and thank you all for investigating these new changes so diligently and for passing on your feedback to us. Hopefully this makes sense and these changes should help everyone survive better. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I always love to be corrected. I'm not someone that's like so arrogant and stands on their word. I think this was a pretty good response. Now, yes, this has been fixed, but they're putting in big responses to the community. This isn't just, we've seen this, we're sorting it. They're actually putting in details, and I don't see where a company can go even more onto that statement than they already have. Like, they can't, you don't want a whole storybook of a statement to read through. You just want something simple with all the information you need in it, and I think that's what it explains. They even mentioned about the testing they've been doing, and people may say I'm just loving up Arrowhead too much here, but I personally think that's a fine statement, and as long as they get it done and get it fixed as soon as possible, I don't see anything wrong with that there. Then, next up, someone said, at Twinbeard, Sony's lengthy update approval process is a bit worrying. Is there any work being put in to try and expedite hotfixes or other updates with Sony? It's a bit worrying that the cross-play is handicapping the PC platform. And Twinbeard went on to say, hotfixes are actually still pretty quick, and I'm impatient and extremely informal myself, so I hope that means something. Here for this, I'm pretty sure that there was something in the process that needed more validation or testing. There's also a holiday here tomorrow, and we will update when we have confirmation. So don't expect anything tomorrow from Arrowhead, because it is their day off, and it's like a bank holiday kind of thing. So the team will be very, very quiet. I'm sure some of them still love to interact with the Discord, but everyone needs a break, especially on a holiday wherever you live. If that's a certain day, it isn't a holiday over here in the UK, but it will be on Monday. So yeah, it will be a bit more quiet, but everyone needs their time to recharge their batteries and then get started again on the next day. So guys, the drama is kicking off more. It's people are not happy, and to be honest, I just want to be back in a stage where people are loving it. It's getting the love it deserves, and that can happen through nice, quick, easy hot fixes going out. I'm saying easy like I'm a game developer. I'm sure it's not easy, but I just want to see success for Arrowhead, and I don't want to see Helldivers affected. One final thing I wanted to mention is people go on again with player count saying Helldivers has lost a third of its players, and and someone said they can imagine it keep going on further and further. And when I check, they've dropped down to 87,000 players, and today they had up to 130,000. That's still literally in the top 5 all the time. And yeah, it's not the 250 to 350,000 players, even 400,000 at one point they had, but they've still got a very healthy fan base of players that play the game every day, and that's just on Steam. We're not talking PlayStation. PlayStation has a huge player base compared to Steam as well, so let's keep supporting, and hopefully Arrowhead will succeed. Much love to you all. Leave a like, subscribe, and I will catch you in my next video very soon. See you guys then.